On this failure to launch, we're talking about the King Rawhead. That's right, Clive Barker's legendary character of massiveness, Rawhead Rex, did get a movie entry, but not a franchise, and we're going to take a look and see if we can figure out why. Back in 1986, Rawhead Rex reared his massiveness in the self-titled film based on Clive Barker's short story from the Books of Blood. It stars David Dukes, plural. David Duke would have been an entirely different, probably whiter film. This farmer's quest to remove a huge rock from his property unleashes Rawhead here, and there's a pub called the Tall Man, but there's no silver balls. And Rawhead starts to eat up the locals, but not before his vicious vendetta against things on shelves. He can't kill a pregnant woman, and the Don't Look Now kids grown up poorly. And I don't know why I laugh so hard at a kid with a sweatshirt that says muscle power. Howard's family makes a pit stop and Little Robbie's reading Secret Wars 2. Now, in the UK, this series was a little different from the way it was published in the US, and the issue that he is holding is from March 1986, giving us our year. Robbie then gets to join the exclusive ranks of little kids killed in horror movies, did I mention that there's a church altar that makes you go crazy when you touch it? Seems like that would have been an important detail. Oh, and then there's this caveman over here who's only slightly less monstrous than Rawhead, who then takes out an entire trailer park, and he can also hypnotize people, and he pees on a priest. Oh, come on, like you've never wanted to. Here's where I point out that, like the xenomorph, Rawhead has a mouth within a mouth. Howard opens up the dry ice chest, or actually the altar, to find this statue of a pregnant woman, which he uses to face off against the big guy. Crazy priest goes down, and just as Howard's about to taste Rexy's switchblade fingers, his wife unleashes the full extent of 80s optical effects. Now, up until this point, Elaine was a side character at best, with about a dozen lines of dialogue and zero character development, but whatever. She's there to kill the villain in ways that are kinda hard to see over the razzle-dazzle, and at least Howard gets to hit him before he's trapped in the rubble. And it's wrapped up with Muscle Power Kid laying flowers on the grave of a random character, and Rawhead pops up in order to set up the inevitable sequel. But a sequel never came, mostly because the film was very, very poorly received. Critics did not like it, and viewers did not like it either. It did not do well at the box office, even though it was a very, very limited run, and it also did not do that great on video, not making a lot of money, and was a very poor performer, thus losing any interest for any sort of sequel action. There was a couple of comic books that actually represented the character. One was a straight-up adaptation of the novel, and one was actually a sort of a sequel where Rawhead went up against the characters from Clive Barker's Nightbreed. Back in 2010, there was a lot of buzz about a possible remake with Clive Barker being involved, but nothing eventually came of it, and still Barker talks about another remake of the film which he would like to be involved in the future, but there's no concrete evidence about anything coming forth, so who knows when we'll see this character's return to the big screen. So there you have it, it's just one movie. It's not that great, it's not bad. I mean, Rawhead's a pretty cool looking monster. The movie's not bad. I understand that it was not well received. I kind of remember watching this when it came out when I was younger, and not even really thinking it was that great as a young kid. It's a little slow in the middle. The mystical element is not very well represented. I have read the book of Rawhead Rex, which actually is told in a much better way. It really goes into the more mystical elements of it a little stronger. Which is pretty cool, and none of that is explored in this movie, which is probably a reason why it was not successful. But I wouldn't mind seeing a remake, or this is one that I think a remake would probably really suit it and just improve upon this movie. But that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in a while for another great one. See you. Bye-bye.